Guys, I'm going to do a screen share. We're going to talk about how to pass your test. Let's go ahead and go over this information. So here we go. I would write down some of this information. I'm trying to prepare you, really trying to go to the next level in 2025. That's what good teachers do. So what are some of the common reasons for failure across all age groups? Your group is the first group, the 16 to 35, and then the 25 to 65, because people around the country, we're in the Midwest, take their test. So number one, not checking blind spots. If you don't check your blind spots, then you're going to cut off a car, and that's a driving error, and literally you will fail. I would write this list down. I'm giving you the information, and it's up to you. Next, number two, improper lane change. Example, driving in the wrong lane during a turn. If the instructor, the road tester says, can you make a right turn? But you go in the wrong lane, and that could cause an accident, that is automatic failure. That is a dangerous maneuver. Number three, rolling stops. It seems like common sense, but if your mom doesn't really stop, your dad doesn't really stop, your big sister doesn't really stop, your big brother doesn't stop, your whole family does rolling stops, you're probably going to do a rolling stop. You're going to fail your test. You need to stop for a minimum of 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003. Number four, speeding. Exceeding the speed limit in a school zone. That's a good example. Exceeding the speed limit in a neighborhood, which is 25 miles an hour. Again, if your mom drives kind of fast, your dad drives fast, your big brother drives fast, then you're probably going to drive fast. You're going to fail your road test. And it's a little difficult to make an appointment. You might be able to get it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month out. You're going to have to take off a day of work. Most of you are working. You should be working. Your mom or dad or someone over 21's got to go with you. So your dad is like, man, I gotta leave work. And then your mom was like, that's your son. That's your daughter. Okay, honey, I'll be at home at 3 o'clock and the test is at 4:15. Let's go. Or your mom has got to change her work schedule. Or your big brother or big sister, because your parents are going to make your brother or sister who's over 21 go. And then you're going to have to deal with that. Next, failure to yield, cutting off another vehicle at an intersection. That's the most common. Right of way. You don't understand right of way. The first car to get there is the first car to leave. Poor parking skills. You have to know how to parallel park. You have to know how to reverse park into a stall, just like at a shopping center, at a school. I would go to your local high school. I would get some cones, get some plastic PVC poles, cut them, practice that maneuver, practice that maneuver, practice that maneuver, so you don't have to worry about it. Inadequate observation. You're not looking both ways. You're not seeing railroad crossings. In the Midwest, across the country, we have trains. If you don't look left and right over a railroad track, you're going to get a minus. In our state, it is 25. After 25 minuses, you fail. Do you really want to barely pass? Do you really want to have to beg your big brother or sister? Or do you really want to hear your mom's mouth or your dad's mouth or your You don't want to hear your parents' mouth. You want to get it done the first time. Look left and right before you go over railroad tracks. Failing to follow the examiner's instructions. The examiner tells you to go straight. You make a right because you're nervous. The examiner tells you to go left. You make a right. The examiner tells you to go into the roundabout. You make a right turn at the corner. You're frustrating the examiner. The test should take anywhere from about 40 minutes, at most maybe an hour if there's heavy traffic. Distracted driving, adjusting the radio, adjusting the phone. I would have the radio off. I would cut your phone off. You don't need all that. Improper speed for the conditions on the road, going too fast for the rain, going too fast for the snow. If it's rush hour and you have to drive under the speed limit, you need to do that. If it's rush hour and you have to drive over the speed limit, if it's 55, you better drive 55. If it's 70, you're going to get on that freeway, you're going to get off, you better drive at 70. Specific reasons, young drivers, that's your age group. Overconfident. You guys are overconfident. I got this. I think. No, you don't have it. You're going to be nervous. Overconfident, assuming they know everything and ignore the rules. You're going to speed through a school zone. Failure. You're going to speed through the neighborhood. Failure. You're not going to yield at a roundabout and almost get hit. Failure. I'm trying to tell you things you need to do to prepare. I'm taking my time to really go deep today. Misjudging stopping distance. A lot of beginners do that. And a beginner is someone with less 10 years experience. If you're 16, 25. If you're 17, 27. If you're over 18, 28. It takes time. So misjudging stopping distance, tailgating, stopping too late. That shows you don't have control of the car. If you have a manual, you shift into the wrong gear, the car's bucking back and forth. You don't have clutch control. Some of you may drive manuals. There's nothing wrong with that. Failure to use turn signals. Again, your mom doesn't use it. Your dad doesn't use it. Your big brother doesn't use it. Your favorite cousin you hang out with doesn't use it. In fact, you feel funny using your turn signal, and your cousin's like, what are you doing? So you, as a driver, need to practice doing those fundamental things the right way. Use your turn signal 100 feet or half a block. You're going to be scary nervous. You got an examiner. They're going to have a clipboard. Let's say I have my clipboard. I got a clipboard. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to tell you make a right, make a left, merge on the expressway, go through the roundabout, go through the neighborhood, going downtown, and I'm just going to mark it. Either you're going to pass or fail. They're not going to help you. They're going to tell you what to do. Incomplete understanding of the rules, misinterpreting four-way stops. That's one of the big reasons why students fail. You do a rolling stop, you're the last car there, you hesitate, someone tells you to go, other person says stop, and then you are confused. And you miss your turn, and the examiner is upset. And then your mama's like, what are you doing? And then you put your head down and you start to cry. Rushing, accelerating to beat a yellow light. That's a great way to fail. That's a great way to get hit. You shouldn't, but your mom rushes through a yellow light. Your dad rushes through a yellow light. Your older sister rushes through a yellow light. Your big brother, you think it's normal. You're going to fail your test, and then you're going to get cussed out by your mom or dad. What are you doing? I'm doing what you did. You're not supposed to go through the... All of you guys, don't do it. And then you start crying. And it's next summer because you're all shooken up. Anxiety or nervousness. Number 16 is huge. A lot of beginners have anxiety. It's very cold right now. We don't have school tomorrow. None of you are out driving. I guarantee it. You're home, nice and warm and cozy. You're not out driving. You're not putting gas in your car tonight. You're not putting windshield washer fluid in. You're not changing the wiper blade. You don't even have gloves. You don't even have a hat. You just have a hoodie. So you're very nervous. You're panicking at intersections. You're panicking through the whole process because you're not really prepared. Number 17, improper use of mirrors. Only relying on the rear view mirror. You don't adjust your side mirrors. You don't even check them. The examiner will mark you down. You hit the curb, automatic failure. You make a right turn, cut it too short, you hit the curb. The examiner's going to write down that you failed. You can't strike or hit an object. Inconsistent steering control, weaving in their lane. A lot of beginners, when they're nervous, squeeze the brake and you're weaving left. You're weaving right. I'm going to fail you. You don't have vehicle control. You're getting ready to get screamed at by your mom or dad, laughed at by your brother or sister, and your cousins are going to talk about you. Then you don't want to drive until you're 24. Difficulty with manual transmission, stalling. You're supposed to be in first gear, you're in third. The motor falls. You're going up a hill, you're in second gear. The motor shuts down. Specific reasons for older drivers, overcautious. Some beginning drivers can be driving too slow, causing traffic delays. You will fail. If you drive slower than the posted speed limit, you'll get a warning. Forgetting basic rules. A lot of you get confused at four-ways, roundabouts. Who goes first? Can you tell me? I forgot. Merging on the expressway. If you're on the ramp, you yield to the traffic. I don't know what to do. You get scared. Forgetting basic rules, getting confused, visual or related errors. You fail to spot a pedestrian in a crosswalk. You're going to fail. In fact, you're going to go to jail. Always yield for pedestrians. Underestimating the driving test rigor. That is so important. A lot of you will underestimate, we're just going to go in the neighborhood. We're just going to drive on the main roads. We're just going to merge on the expressway. We're just going to make a left turn. The turn is going to be the most difficult left turn. Merging on the freeway could be the shortest ramp that you got to get up to speed fast. You could be going through double roundabouts where there's a lot of traffic and you are nervous. And you look in the mirror and see your mom and dad making a face at you like, what are you doing? And then you start crying. Overuse of the brakes. A lot of beginners ride brakes. If you've ever been behind a driver's ed car, all they do is ride the brakes. That confuses other drivers. That confuses people. Your road tester will notice that. Hesitating too much. A lot of you will hesitate going into a roundabout, going to a four-way stop, going on a narrow road. Going to a four-way stop, roundabout, narrow road, merging on expressway. Incorrect reaction time, delay, and sudden stops ahead. You almost hit a car. Incorrect adjusting of car settings, failing to adjust the mirrors or seat. You're too close to the steering wheel. You're too far away. The tester's not going to tell you this. Health-related challenges. You don't have arthritis. You could have attention deficit disorder. Maybe you didn't take your medication. Maybe you have anxiety. Maybe you and your parent had a fight and you don't want to go take your road test, but mom and dad took off. They're like, you're going. And you start crying. I'm not at your house. You guys talk to me. This is what you tell me. Difficulty adapting to modern cars, confused about the new roundabouts. A lot of you don't go around roundabouts because people don't stop. Here's some reasons. We're in the Midwest, either Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin. Limited time, not enough hours behind the wheel. Again, put your hours in. Put how many hours you've driven. Please put that in right now. How many hours have you driven? You have to have 30 to come into this segment too. A lot of states across the Midwest, some states have 40. Some states have 50 hours. Some states have 60 hours. Again, how many hours? I see 40. I see 30 hours and 17 minutes. Nora Z. I see 36 hours. I'm just being real. I'm not going to lie. 36 hours, 40 hours, 32. I ask you to put your hours in. 36 hours, 40 minutes. 58 hours, yes. 35 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours, thank you. 32, 52 hours. The more hours you have, the better you're going to be prepared. So limited time, not enough time behind the wheel, or due to lack of access to a vehicle. A lot of your parents only have one. You're not using my car right now. Poor weather conditions. It's very cold in the Midwest. There's snow, there's ice. If it wasn't this cold, they wouldn't cancel school. They cancel school Tuesday and Wednesday. Trust me, the seniors are not out driving. And some of your parents will be like, no, you're not going to your friend's house. Why? You're not going. I just took the key. Be quiet. I hate you, mom and dad. I don't care. And then they go to work. Unfamiliar with rural roads, failing to navigate on narrow roads. Narrow roads panic beginning drivers. I've had drivers put the car into the ditch. 8:19, we're good on time. Let's keep rolling. Difficulty with roundabouts, misjudging speed or right of way. A lot of beginning, the speed limit is 15, you're going 30. I look at you like, why are you going so fast? I'm sorry, I don't know why. You're about to crash. I'm sorry. Can you help me? This is just your fifth drive. You don't know how to go? No, I don't. I wasn't paying attention in class. Well, you're getting ready to fail your road test too because you're going 30 going into a roundabout. You blew the yield sign and got honked at. Fail. Now your mom's like, I'm so angry at you. Some moms are like that. Some dads are like that too. I'm so angry at you. And now you start crying again because you're really not ready for your road test. Lack of urban driving. Many of you struggle on one-way streets like Chicago, Detroit, downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. You that stay in your suburban area. Oh, I'm just going to go to Target. I'm just going to go to Walmart. I'm just going to go to the mall. But you don't do deep driving. You've got to go deep. It's true. Overconfident on open highways. Interstate 80, Interstate 94. You're going 65, you should be going 70. And you're in the middle lane. You're going too slow. You're going to make people very angry. Misjudging tractor trailer blind spots. We're all scared of trucks. Failing to avoid blind spots and almost get cut off by a truck. Get away from that truck. There are no zones. Left side, right side, front and back. Stay away from them. Let's keep pushing. Limited access to professional lessons. Some of you rely slowly on a sporadic practice with your friends. Hey, auntie, can you take me out? Oh, sure. You're my favorite nephew. I'll see you next Sunday. I need like 3 or 4 lessons. I can really take my road test. I'm sorry, honey. I've got to work at the group home. Sorry. Ask your uncle. He said no. Ask your parent. They're too busy. Don't you love that? It's true. So if you're getting sporadic practice, and some of you fall into that category, I'm just being honest with you, then you're going to struggle on the test. Hesitation where road crossings, misjudging where to stop. Improper yielding of rural intersections, failing to yield to tractors or farm equipment. They might take you on a rural road. Every road testing company, every road test professional will go through a course, submit it to the state, and if it meets the stop signs, yield signs, residential, rural, merging on expressway, roundabouts, they're good. If your road tester is in a rural area, you're going on dirt roads, my baby. If your road tester's in the city, you're going in the hood. If your road tester's in the suburban area, you're going in the suburban areas, but you're going on the freeway. You're going into neighborhoods. You're going into roundabouts. It's a lot to think about. Unfamiliar with parallel parking. Rarely practice this skill due to suburban or rural setups. You guys don't practice parallel parking. You just pull in your driveway. If I took you out parallel parking right now, you wouldn't be able to do it. Did I pass? No. You're 24 inches away from the curb. You need to be 12. Or you're on the curb. No help from mom and dad. No help from me. Get into the car, parallel park. Probably less than half of you could do it because you don't practice it. Because there are no parallel parking spots in our area. We live in a suburban area. You're not going to downtown. You're not going to downtown Chicago, downtown Detroit, downtown Wisconsin. You're not going to downtown because your parents won't let you. Why are you going down there? I want to get a sweater. Can't you get a sweater at the suburban mall? I'm going down with my friends. No, I saw you on Life 360. Why are you on this expressway? Turn around now. Your parents will embarrass you because they're following you. So you're not getting practice parallel parking. It's true. I'm just telling the truth. Don't be mad. Failure to identify black ice. It's 2 degrees. I'm looking at my computer. It's 2 degrees without the windshield. We got 6 minutes. It's 2 degrees. You're not out driving. Your car needs gas. You're not out getting gas right now. You don't have school tomorrow. So your car's gonna be on almost on E. It barely will start. You're tired. You're gonna stay up all night. School might start up on Thursday. And you didn't wash your clothes. You didn't put gas in your car, and you stayed up all night. Good luck driving to school Thursday morning. Over cautious driving well below the speed limit. We are spitting facts. A lot of you would drive well below the speed limit because you're nervous. I guarantee if we drove right now, it's 2 degrees outside, it's really dark, there's a lot of ice on your windshield, there's ice on your headlights, it's gonna take 5 or 10 minutes to start up your car, it's blowing ice cold, bro. You don't have an ice scraper. You don't even know what that is. It's too cold. Mom, Dad, can you clean up my window? What? Go clean up your own window. We're making you soft, bro. You're straight soft. Mom and Dad, can you put gas in my car? No. Take my debit card, put your own gas in, and get me a gallon of windshield washer fluid and get yourself one. Wow. I mean, you guys are not prepared. I have an extra gallon of windshield washer fluid. I got my vest, I got my long shirt, I got my jeans, I got my boots, I got a hat just in case my car breaks down. You better be ready for that hawk outside. Hawk? Why are you talking about an animal? The hawk is the cold. When that cold air hits you, it's going to bite you. Woo! It's true. Hey, not practicing driving at night. Failing to dim high beam lights. A lot of you don't practice. I can't see. How do you have your license? Difficulty in rural school zones. Some of you live outside of towns on a dirt road. It's hard to see. Soft shoulder. Confusion with state-specific traffic laws. Example, misunderstands the move over law for emergency vehicles. Not adjusting your speed to farm vehicles. There's a lot of communities, they're tractors, they're baling that hay. Right? They gotta go to the back 40. Improper lane changes, driving too far to the left of a narrow 2-lane road. You will crash. Laney, 58 hours. Love it. Limited confidence due to lack of car access. When you do get a chance to drive, you're going to be really nervous. Your mom and dad are looking at you like, you better pass this test. I have to take off work. Your dad really does not want to be here. Your grandmother's sick. Your brother had to work, and I don't really want to be here. Inexperience with heavy traffic. A lot of you will struggle because you're going to take your test 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. And some road testers have told me, I don't really want to drive anyone after 4 o'clock because drivers are very nasty to us. A road tester told me this. I'm not going to tell you their name. It's true. Failure to plan routes, getting lost during the test because you don't know the area. Bruh. Your road tester is going to tell you, make a right turn at Maple. I'm going to assume you can read. You don't know what a road sign looks like. Can you make a right turn at John Street, please? What? You get lost. You're frustrating the road tester. You are upset. Your mama's like, Difficulty with city parking. Poor performance in a tight parking spot. Common in urban areas. We went to the auto show. I had to do a parallel park on the left. It was tight, but I lined my car up. I backed in very easily. I cut the wheel all the way to the left. The rear would go to the left, the front. I got the car in, but it was tight. That's that downtown Chicago. That's that downtown Detroit. That's that downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. That's that um, downtown Iowa. You got to know how to park in these tight areas. Unfamiliar with freeways, failing to merge at proper speed, you'll fail. Hesitant and multiple lane intersections. Some intersections in some suburban areas, they have 2 right turn lanes, 3 right turn lanes. They have 3 left turn lanes. If you're in the inside left turn lane, you stay in the inside left turn lane. There's just a lot of information. I'm only going to be able to go over a few more of these things. I need you to type in what you learned into the chat right now. All of you type in, what did you learn into the chat? Please do that. This is a very exhaustive list. This is a lot of information. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just really trying to give you real information. I want you to pass your test. I want you to tell me, I passed my test. Thank you. But if your mom and dad don't take you out, don't practice with you, don't have the time, you're going to be kind of hype, kind of nervous, kind of have anxiety, because I teach adults, I teach teens. I don't want this to happen to you, Sam. Nora, I don't want this to happen to you. Lainey, I don't want this to happen to you. I want all of you, Isabella, I want all of you to pass your tests. So sometime you're going to have to get mom up. You're going to have to get dad up. All of you, thank you. All of you type in what you learned. Type in what you learned. That's a lot more information I need to go over, but we ran out of time today. So you got to know how to drive. I need you to watch this video, leave some comments, and I will go live tomorrow. Bye. All right, guys, I need you